Good morning. As the title of this practice says, this morning is all about your legs. So let's just get started right away. We'll start standing. So finding your feet on the ground and your body is simply stacked over top of your feet. And there's no need to hold a certain posture here. Instead, I would ask that you stand and feel what you feel. Notice what you feel in this standing posture. Notice the ease or the resistance, perhaps, to your breath. Recognize and allow any physical sensations that may come to you. And see if you can discern just a general sense of your overall state at the beginning of this practice. And to start into our movement part of the practice, we're going to start with I have a yoga tune-up ball. If you have a massage ball or a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball will work. We're going to start by just rolling out the soles of our feet. So the ball can go right on the floor, bringing your weight into one foot and just simply rolling out the other. So our feet are our feet are our point of interaction with the ground when we're standing. And so our feet really kind of set the tone, set the mood for how forces are going to interact between our legs and therefore the rest of our body and the earth, and how our bodies can push down into the ground and how our bodies can absorb and transfer when the ground pushes back up on us. So here, rolling out just front to back, side to side, and noticing, feeling what you're feeling again. Allow, recognize any physical sensations on the bottom of your feet. Good. Our feet need to be wonderfully resilient, and they need to be like shape changers. They need to be pliable and soft as our feet are molding to the ground, and then they need to shift into rigid levers as we're walking or running or moving throughout this world. So just rolling out. Wonderful. One side rolled, and then just take a minute and look down at your 2 feet after you've rolled one side. They look different. So just seeing if you notice any actual physical changes in the appearance of the foot that you've rolled as well. So this practice of rolling out the soles of your feet can have an impact not only in how you feel in your feet, but it can have an impact all the way up the chain. As I said, your feet are the point where you first accept the forces that are coming back into your body from the ground. So the state of your feet, the pliability, the ability of your feet to be shape shifters, like I was mentioning, can really have an impact on how your knees, your hips, your low back, all the way up into your core can have an effect on the ability of those parts and how they accept, absorb, and transfer load as well. Good. So we'll finish up with that. Bring the ball off to the side and then just come back into your Tadasana. And again, take a moment just to check in after having simply given a little stimulus, a little love to the soles of your feet. How do you feel now in your standing posture? Without holding yourself up in any particular way, what do you notice about the ease or the challenge to be here? What physical sensations have changed perhaps? What are you aware of now? Good. Then let's keep getting into your legs. So we'll take a step wide and then turning from the hips, so from your thigh bones, turning out so that your toes and your knees are both pointing out towards the corners of the room. And then we'll slowly imagine your pelvis, or even better than imagining, feel your pelvis with your hands. And then what I'd like you to think about is that pelvis is moving straight down, and let your legs respond to that straight down movement of your pelvis as we come down into a goddess pose. Continue to feel your feet. Feel that interface between you and the earth. And then come on back up. Good. Acknowledge your feet. And then pelvis moves down. Good. As we lift and lower a few more times here, take notice of where the effort lies to generate this movement. Simply letting your pelvis translate up and down. Your hips, knees, and ankles need to change. They need to flex and extend to generate this movement. Notice if there's any work or any holding up in your abdomen, in your rib cage, in your chest, in your jaw, in your arms themselves. And if you do notice any of that holding from your upper body and your torso, come back in, feel your feet, and see if you can move in a way that lets your legs do more of the work so that your upper body can take a break. It doesn't need to help out. Your legs have got this. Upper body's just along for the ride. Good. This time, let's come down and hold. And then gently bringing your hands around to the backs of your thighs. Your hands are just resting here. They're not pushing into your thighs. They're just a little cue on the backs of your legs for your legs to press gently back into your hands. Hands do not push back. Upper body stays as relaxed as possible here. Let your legs do the work. Gently pressing thighs back into your hands. Holding this in a way that your torso remains as pliable as possible so that you can breathe. Lovely. Feel your feet again. Feel which parts of your feet, your heel, base of your big toe, base of your little toe, which parts are on the ground. And then from there, pelvis lifts back up. Lovely. Let's step back into Tadasana and check in with how you feel here, standing on your own two legs, all about your legs. And feel what you feel. Great. So we're going to come back wide once again, and then just turning one leg towards the end of your mat. Good. paying a little bit of attention to and just gently being aware and gently asking for your pelvis to stay level. So we don't want your pelvis tilting to one side or the other. Sometimes as we lift our foot, turn our leg towards the front line, and then as we put the foot down, sometimes there can be a little tilt in the pelvis. So just notice if that happens for you. If it does, see if you can just slow down the lowering. And if it still happens, then that's fine. Now you're aware of it. It just means there's something up. There's something up between the connection between your hip and your ankle. Something's just a little sticky there. That's fine, but it's worth knowing. Good. Then from here, hand can come on the back of the leg that you've turned out towards the wall. Again, it's just gently resting there, your hand. And then we'll lower the pelvis down again. Pelvis stays nice and level as we come into a warrior two type shape. Once you've got your knee bent, then gently pressing your front leg back into your hand again. Let the work stay between your hips and your feet. Good. Then if you'd like, just gently lifting your arms. Lifting your arms in a way that it feels so easy, like effortless. So that may mean that your arms come here. That may mean that your arms come here. Just move in a way that feels really effortless in your upper body. The effort, the work in this pose, let that live down in your legs. We're all about your legs. Then letting your arms come down and letting your torso shift towards your front leg. Elbow comes on to thigh. Really gentle pressure with elbow or forearm on your thigh. You're not resting or collapsing into your onto your arm here. It's just like butterfly pressure, one of my teachers says. Then with your top arm, you can play with bringing your arm up overhead. Let the work stay in your legs. Torso continues to breathe for you. Good. Coming back up, torso vertical. Feel your feet once again, and then the earth. We press down into the earth, and the earth pushes back up on us, bringing us back up out of the pose. Hands can come onto your pelvis, and we're going to tilt your pelvis towards your front leg. Tilt and then come back. Tilt and then come back. So notice that my torso is staying straight. I'm not side bending. So the level of my shoulders remains parallel to the level of my pelvis as I tilt to the side. Good. Notice your knee on the front leg and just tilt as far as your knee doesn't get pushed into a hyperextension. Good, then we'll hold this triangle pose. And again, keep feeling your feet, your interface with the earth, and arms easy. So maybe that means bringing your top arm up. Maybe that means bringing your hand to your pelvis. Stay easy in your breath. And then we come back up, rolling your leg back to the front and standing just for a moment. And then we'll head off and do the other side. Same sequence, heading the other way. So lifting your toes, trying to keep gently, just keeping your pelvis level as you lower your foot down to the ground. Into our warrior two pose we go. Back hand can come onto the back of your thigh, gently pushing leg bone back into your hand. Hand does not push back. Breath stays easy. Notice if there's any holding, trying to lift yourself up using your upper body. And if so, if you notice that, you can come up out of the lunge, feel your feet, gently come back down just as far as your legs, moving in a way that your legs are able to take on the work of this pose. Good. Then we'll play, where's the ease in our arms? What's the easy point for bringing your arms into your warrior two? Then we'll tilt forward into our extended side angle. Really gentle forearm onto thigh. Feel the contact of your feet down to the earth. And then play with the positioning, explore the positioning of your arms. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Come on back up. Straightening out front leg. Find your level pelvis. Good. Find your level shoulders. So shoulders and pelvis are going to stay, these two lines are going to stay parallel as we tilt towards our triangle pose. So trying not to bend through your torso to come into this triangle pose. Let's let legs do the work, hips do the work here as we tilt. And moving in a way that acknowledges any physical discomfort, any pinches, clicks, clunks. So see if you can move in a way that your legs are comfortable. If we want your legs to do the work, it makes sense not to do it in a way that's uncomfortable, that's painful. That's quite a signal to your body, from your body that something's up. Here we are, playing with easy movements through the arms. Legs are doing the work. Feel your feet on the ground. Good. Coming back up tall, turning legs to the front, and then come back into your Tadasana once again and feel what you feel. Feel the points of contact between your feet and the earth. Feel the ease in your breath compared to the challenge for your torso to move. What's up? When you're in your legs, when you practice all about your legs, what effect does that have on the rest of you? Good. Shifting your weight into your left leg. Again, as you shift your weight, pelvis can stay level. Good. Bending your right knee just so you can lift your heel up off the ground. And then turning the thigh bone in and out, in and out. So pelvis is staying level and pelvis is just easily staying pointing forward. Leg bone is spinning in the socket of your pelvis. Good. Work is in your legs. Arms, torso, jaw, they're just happily sitting on top of your pelvis. Good. Pause with your leg turned out, externally rotated. And then lifting your leg as high as it can comfortably go, keeping your pelvis level. So you're coming up into tree pose. So without using your arms to help, your foot may come here. Perhaps your leg can come up there. But playing again with the range that feels really easy through your upper body. So notice as you lift your leg, when do you start to brace and try to help with your upper body? Let's just move through our legs this morning. So about here feels good for me. It may look different for you. It should look different for you. I hope it's different for you. Good. Then you can, again, whatever feels easy through your arms as we balance in our tree pose. Rooted to the ground through our left foot. Good. Bring your foot away, turn towards the front, and step back down. Good. Weight will come gently shifted into the right leg. Pelvis can stay level. Bend in the left knee so that your heel is free and just spinning in and out. Thigh bone spins in and out. Good. Move in a way that you can have your knee and your toes pointing out to the side and then back to the front. Find a way to do this movement that doesn't involve spinning through your torso. Pelvis is going to stay quiet. But then holding in that externally rotated position and exploring, get curious about how much work of tree pose can your legs, what's the capacity of your legs this morning? What's the point as you lift your leg that your torso, your upper body starts to need to kind of brace and hold you? So for me, it's a bit lower on this left side. Curious, isn't it? So finding your tree pose this morning, recognizing and allowing your legs to do the work. So recognizing when other parts higher up the chain, your chain, want to get involved. And then allow your legs to be the part that does the work today, this morning. Hands can come into a comfortable, easy tree pose. Then bringing your foot away from the leg, turning forward, and come back into your standing one final time. Feel what you feel. I've heard this said, and I just love the sounds of this. So I'll leave you with this kind of parting thought and see if it applies to your practice this morning. And it goes like this. A well-coordinated, a well-integrated physical system surrenders upwards. A well-coordinated and integrated system surrenders upwards. And with that, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you back here next week. I've started doing these live sessions now on Tuesday mornings because I am teaching an online yoga class on Thursday mornings now. So I hope to see you here. If you're interested in a little bit more, then please feel free to check out the my yoga class. You can find details at www.bewellphysio.ca. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.